They say great art is difficult to understand, but easy to enjoy.
Hey, Beavis. It's hard, but it's not like hard.
Yeah.
Do you know the best night I've had in the last 5 years is a night that Zoe and I split a bottle of wine, we made a summer salad, and watched chocolat together?
You mean chocolate?
Chocolat.
Chocolate with Johnny Depp.
Chocolat.
You're not fucking French, Pete. It's called chocolate.
Good evening. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever, whenever, however you all are. Welcome to Clobby Comic Shop, issue number 65. Let's acknowledge those exquisite faces in our chat. Our most eloquent, ever so greatly chat. So, of course, on the Rumble side, Vince Womack is hanging out over there. And, of course, here on YouTube, nothing but YouTube, Vince Womack. I see Brad Young. He says, evening all. I'll be in and out periodically. If I don't answer, I'm just drinking out to be. I love that. How you doing, Brad? Muhammad said, what's up, buddy? Jonathan Conroy, Stephen M. Kel L. Dave C. Dave C will be on next Saturday, which will be fun to have him on. It's been a long time since he's been on, so I can't wait. He's going to be on Toxic Tuesday talking Alien with us. Deeple 101, how you doing? Yes, we have released the Hounds. We have done just that. So I'm glad you guys are here and glad to see the bodies piling all up in here on the show. And Deeple just now invaded the Rumble side as well. So if you're one of those men who like to have it both ways, well, here on Clobby's Comic Shop, we don't require permission. If you just want to have it both ways, you can do that. So the Rumble link is in the chat if you want to have it both ways. Otherwise, you pick your lane. If you want to have it the YouTube way or the Rumble way, you decide which one's the straight way. That's not for me to decide. But I'm happy to be here. Of course, naturally, we're going to be talking classic ASM. Of course, we're going to be talking some classic F4 as well. There's a TZ Burton. Did I miss that? Did I miss TZ Burton? Did I miss TZ? I did miss. I don't see TZ. He ain't showing up on my feed. Well, if you're out there, TZ, hello to you, sir. Hello, hello, hello. It's not showing up on my feed, but it says hello there, long time from Vince. Maybe watch he'll pop up like in some weird out of place order. But we got Pablo here. So what's up, Pablo?
Howdy ho! Dude.
Yeah.
I was not expecting for you to pull me, so I was like just chilling. Dude, tonight I got something really cool for drink.
Okay.
I don't know why this exists.
Oh yeah, they did that in America for a few months ago. They did a lot of the Star Wars characters, and we had I had a lot of prequel trilogy characters. You know, when the Phantom Menace came out in 1999, and there was like the greatest promotional tour ever, it was all the companies had all the characters from the Phantom Menace on cans. You had to get all 24 cans, and I managed to actually get all the cans.
That's a lot of sugar, man.
Oh, you know it, dude. I was 12 years old when that happened. Dude, you understand. It's so crazy to think about because at 12 years old, I was obsessed with Star Wars. Dude. I was obsessed. And I love.
Can I remind you?
Yeah.
By the way, I can read Arabic. The Imperials have alphabet.
Okay.
The Rebellion, or basically the light side in general, has another alphabet. That alphabet is called Arabic. And it's really easy to learn because it's just a normal ass alphabet, just in weird shapes. You can actually get the font and you can write whatever. And in most movies, you can actually read the text on the movies. In the original Star Wars, if you go for the silver screen version, is not on any extraterrestrial language. Is actually in English. You can see the numbers are just Roman numbers, not Roman. Well, the numbers that we normally use.
Yeah.
Roman will be, like Rocky 5, Rocky B, right? But yeah, and the text normally is just plain English. But if you go to it will be Return of the Jedi, and especially on the prequels, everything is written in the different languages for the different sites, and everything is in Orabesh for the rebellion and for the Jedi's in the temple. Everything, all the murals had text that you could read, and actually, it's really cool just to pause and read. And yeah, I know that's nerdy as fuck, but I got really happy to see
As you should.
like I'm with Darth Maul. So what? I'm a nerd.
No, hey, that you're a genuine bona fide nerd. That's what you are. Hey, it's because you're a true fan, Pablo. That's what you were. A true fan of the arts, per se. What's up, Jeremiah Hembry? What's the best books that you think Jim Shooter did? Well, he did a lot of things. If you're talking about like as a writer, an editor, he did all sorts of things. But I guess you could say as far as writing, I like some of his one-off issues he did. Superman. He didn't have like a proper run, but I liked a lot of his issues that he did on Superman. We're talking like the post-crisis volume. I know he did 190, 191, and 195. I enjoyed. Actually, no, it's pre-crisis. I'm getting my crisis wrong. And I actually enjoyed some of his Spectacular Spider-Man issues. Once again, he didn't really have too many extensive runs. A lot of my buddies are more of like into his like Valiant stuff. I've not read it, but a lot of my guys really like what he did over at the Valiant side of things. So hopefully that gives you some idea. He even did a few Daredevil issues. I can't remember the number. I'm sure if you like Wikipedia it, but he did some like one-offs on Daredevil as well.
That's long ago, though.
Yo, he was a very while ago. Yeah. No, Jim Shooter was he was in the game for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think he was pre-crisis with Superman. I think. Oh man, I'm there are so many like Superman volumes now. It's like the volumes are just all blending in now to me. I think it was pre-crisis. Someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I think it was pre-crisis. I think. But I'm not 100 on that. But you want to know what I am 100 on? That we read some really fucking fantastic issues for this week's episode of Spider-Man and F4. Like, holy shit, Aroni. And considering where we came from, Pablo, remember where we were with A3? Ooh, this is not a good start to this arc. What is going on here? I don't know about this. And A4 is like, okay, we'll get back on track. The wheels are starting to turn in the right direction. And then A5 just really brings it back home. And you know what? Sometimes, gentlemen, YouTube, Rumble, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And I think those truer words have never been more appropriately spoken about so with these issues. This kind of reminds me of when I did a read with my buddy Wes from Thinking Critical for the Comics Guild for Wes's the Middle World Comics Guild. We did. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Comics Guild, Wes. Fuck.
You may need some
alcohol. Yeah, Wes's Comics. I remember now. We did the Secret Service.
Oh, nice.
That was the Mark Miller comic that was drawn by Dave Gibbons, which for those of you in normie territory, it was turned into a movie called The Kingsman. But it was originally in the books called The Secret Service. There was no Kingsman in the title. But when I started that first issue, I said me and Wes were kind of in agreement on it. We're like, yeah, that first issue is pretty good. It's pretty, like, it wasn't bad. Like, Dave Gibbons' art is great, but of course Dave Gibbons' art is good. He's a fantastic artist. And I thought, it's pretty good, but, we'll see how it finishes. And then the book finished, like, Oh. See, Shilnick would have said it was fantastic from start to finish. But it's sometimes maybe it's not meant to seem amazing at first. It just starts up pretty good, but then it really escalates.
Is
And
the
that's fine.
is the recontextualization of the thing. Because normally you see it as, yeah, this seems pretty mundane, but something is a bit off.
Oh, dude, yeah. You know what? Another series from Miller that did that to me, that threw me off guard, was MPH. So look that up on your own time. It's called MPH. It's a one-off
Okay.
story. Little bit of a Super Crooks influence, but with its own twist. And it's 4 or 5 issues. I can't remember. It's 4 or 5. But I remember reading that first issue, thinking that's pretty good. We'll see where it goes. But then once it finished, everything changed. It really did. Everything changed. Everything changed. So it's just funny how, as you mentioned, Pablo, recontextualization really shifts your perspective on a story. It's really amazing. I love it. And sometimes those make for the best stories. And I feel like with ASM number 85, yes, ASM. Oh, by the way, what's up, Jeremiah Hembry? We're going to get into that. Before we do, I'm going to acknowledge these comments really quickly because I want to talk about Classic Spidey. Jeremiah, which would you take, Punisher live action? Where would you take Punisher in live action of the new Spider-Man film? Are you happy he's getting a 1 hour special on Disney Plus? I mean, I would need to know who's writing. If I don't know of a good writer, then no go. I'd have to know who's writing because that's going to all depend on who's writing. You can cast the same actor, but if you don't have a writer who's qualified, who's got a good reputation, someone who's got a good resume, sure, then let's talk. But I'm not paying attention. But if word gets to me about who's writing, it's a good name. I'll give it some attention. And he said, "Can you give me an answer on Death's Head? How to get to the Marvel universe? If you can answer correctly, that means you are Transformers and Marvel." I have no answer for that. I don't. Start with FF, not done with TAS. Maybe
I only
we will. What? Go ahead.
I only
Pablo.
remember Deadheads 2.
Mhm.
That is, I don't remember if it was a copy or something like that, but yeah, he's created on the Marvel Universe. I don't remember how the original gets.
Mm-hmm. And Tim Hayes celebrates being a member for 10 months. How you doing, Tim? Thanks for being. Well, I know he's playing it, but is he actually the proper writer of it? Like, is he credited? Could someone look that up on a website just to see if he's actually right? Because I know Berthal's starring, but is he actually with a writer's credit? And so is he the sole writer?
I have
That
an
that
issue. I
sure.
I have a really weird issue because with Daredevil Born Again, with what they have on the
Yeah,
Marvel Universe right
disappointed.
now,
Yeah.
they kind of simplify the underworld too much. So
Mm-hmm.
the Punisher seems out of place, and the Punisher needs to go to the underbelly where the worst scum is, where everything is absolutely morally decayed for the
Mm-hmm.
Punisher to work, because you want to see him killing people. You want to see
Mm-hmm.
him actually executing, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
part of the fun of the Punisher. He's one of the few characters that can do that, and that can you can enjoy the carnage,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel justified because he's going against human traffickers, sex offenders, so it's fun. It feels like a good cathartic feeling from society. And right now, if you see how the Kingpin manages crime on New York, it's kind of lame.
Well, it's because he retired, and which I don't want to get into it, but
Yeah,
we all know
Vanessa
why he
was
had
the one running it
retired
and everything, but it
and he
looks
went to
lame.
hiding.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as scummy, and because of that, I don't see them doing justice to the Punisher,
Mm-hmm.
because it will feel like, yeah, these were bad guys, but it's not the real level of bad guys. I want somebody that actually goes and hugs people's faces and use them as decoration as the
Mhm.
bad guy here, and doesn't feel like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know if Disney can pull. They will have to fully reboot everything to pull a good Punisher right now.
Yeah, and then that they're not, and obviously it's not gonna happen. Can you talk? Are you gonna talk about See, I have no desire personally to talk about it. What DWJ did. I mean, it's not gonna change how I see his Transformers run. I pretty much don't want to look at what he has to get involved with going forward. And yes, he does live in my home state, and I'm not gonna bring it up if I see him out and about. If he asks me, yeah, I'm going to tell him that. If I see him, I'm going to tell him that. But I would prefer with that type of stuff, no one really gets involved. It's like, yeah, that's great, Chuck Dixon. Probably should say he has more of my favorable views on things. But just I've seen so much of this stuff now that I'm beyond tired of it. Even when it aligns with my side, I'll let what goes on the administrations handle what goes on the administration. It's just now everyone's starting to get involved. Even people who agree with it. It's like, yeah, it's good more people are coming up. At the same time, I'm more or less fatigued from politics. Yes, I still get involved with it on panels and such, but oh God,
Get you.
it's so freaking exhausting. So I'm gonna drop it there because I want us to enjoy a comic show. DWJ, if I see you in person, we can talk it over man to man if you'd like over a beer. Okay? We can do that. Otherwise, I'm reserving my comments otherwise. I want to talk about some good comics. Oh god, yeah, no, that was funny. The weirdos trying. Oh yeah, the tourists came out and drove for that one. I saw that. Okay, that I'll answer on. I'm not going to talk about Chuck Dixon's politics, but I will talk about the people who were saying, "Oh, you're running Batman comic." Because like, holy crud, did the tourists come out for that one?
If you only know Batman after New 52, if you know Batman only because of death of the family, because the Joker didn't have face, you
Oh,
are not a Batman fan. Sorry. You need to take a real look to real Batman, check everything else,
uh huh.
because I will tell you, modern Crybaby Batman is shit if you compare it to old school Batman. Old school Batman, cool as fuck.
Oh yeah, dude. That was some BS. I'm like, you guys are stupid. You guys are retarded. You are Ricky Retardo retarded for saying comments like that about
Remember,
Chuck
Bruce
Dixon.
Wayne has been on Republican parties on the comics. Fucking
Oh,
hell, man.
I
Fucking
know. No, I had to laugh at that. That I'll admit, I'll get it. I could get vaguely into it. I had to laugh at that because I'm like, wow, it's that whole. No, I'm gonna accuse you of the thing that I'm doing, and you got ousted and found out really quickly from those
Bruce Wayne
comments.
is the most bougie of bougies ever to bougie around, right?
Yeah.
He is top level. The Penguin, his whole deal as Oswald Cobblepot is that he is not as rich
Mm-hmm.
as Bruce Wayne. That's
Yeah.
his whole villain arc. Guy is salty because there's another kid that has more money on the bank. That's
Uh-huh.
it. That's the Penguin. So yeah, of course, Bruce Wayne is one of the bougies of the bougies.
Oh, he is the
But
bougie.
that's the fun of the character. The character is one of these big guys that is fighting to correct the world, not from the side of maybe if I take down the ones that have more money, the world will be better. Is
Mm-hmm.
maybe if I take down the ones that are doing bad stuff, the world will be better. And we need a better world. And
Mm-hmm.
his father, Thomas Wayne, what was he doing? Using his riches to, well, maybe, just maybe, manipulate government, education, and health.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he was doing policies through lobbying,
Mm-hmm.
and he was correcting Gotham City.
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Yeah,
canon. That's
trying. Yeah, trying to correct us. Yeah, an actual philanthropist. And on top of it, let's get to the simpleness of it all.
God damn it.
Chuck Dixon wrote Batman. A lot of it was a
There you go.
also wrote Nightwing, also wrote Catwoman. Also, him and Nolan were responsible for the infamous Nightfall story, which is now getting not only an animated movie treatment, but it's getting a writer who's going to write the anime movie, a guy who I've spoken very highly of on this show. And it's a guy who had, I gotta bring up Clobby again, but when Clobby's like, wow, this DC anime movie was actually good. And I hate Damian Wayne, the Super Sons. I'm like, oh, I wonder who wrote it. And I looked into it. Mr. Jeremy Adams, who's going to write Nightfall, did the Super Sons movie. And I'm like, I wish Bobby was here to see that there's a Nightfall come out. It's going to be by a guy who respects DC. Go ahead, do your comment, and we're going to acknowledge
that's the whole story. I had that issue. I had Son of Batman. That's the issue where the first appearance of Damian Wayne, he actually appears only as a shadow on the end of that issue. At the beginning is a situation where Batman is taking the corpse of the Joker, apparently of the Joker, into one of the police cars that are outside of whatever happened before. And then he kind of getting into a vacation as Batman. He goes into a vacation as Batman. And there's something happening. And at the end, you discover that everything is orchestrated by Talia al Ghul. And you see the shadow of the son of Batman, of Damian Wayne. Right? That's the first appearance. I had that issue. Somebody stole it.
Oh, no. Dude. Bastards. Of course they did. Of all things, they want to steal too. I tell you. All right, so we got Red Young here, who's coming with a direct donation. Coming in with a red hot.
His dick's not small.
Thanks.
Red Young for $10 says, please buy the kids or yourself some candy for Halloween. I'll buy the kids the candy. Thank you, Brad, for the 10. We're gonna actually go out for pizza at a killer local joint tomorrow, and you know what we'll do? We'll get candy after, and I'll be like, kids, great Brad Young is responsible for these services. We will thank Brad Young. All hail Brad Young. And what are you having for snack there?
I don't know. My mom just got it somewhere, and that's why I went off camera for a second.
Yeah.
This is called tostado. Is corn that is dried and then toasted on lard with some aromatics. So instead, the corn when it's dry becomes really hard and everything.
Yeah.
After you fry it, it becomes fluffy. So this is fluffy, crunchy corn with lard flavor, so with pork flavor. And also some aromatics and spices, and this is heavenly. This is one of the best.
Sounds heavenly. I want that.
If you ever get here, this is soft on the inside, but the outside is really crunchy, and you get the sensation of the corn husk and everything, and it's just heavenly. And in the inside, there's a bit of the flavor of the lard, because the corn, when it loses heat, it not cools down, but it starts to lose heat. It soaks the lard to the inside, so it creates a bit of a pool of lard that is just, you need to taste this.
It sounds freaking amazing, dude. I want it.
Life is great right now.
Hey, we needed this for Saturday night. We're living a good life, but we're living even greater right now, talking some classic books. All right, so you know what? Out of respect for the great Vince Womack, we're gonna do it. We're gonna talk Fantastic Four number 574. And we had some complaints about last week's F4 issue, and it's safe to say the train turned back around. It turned back around quickly with this one.
Not in the drawing. The story, yes. The drawing. Can you show it on screen?
It's not the old Eagles ham. He's not as good, but story-wise,
the story is great.
So back on track with the story-wise. So, anyways, guys, are we ready to talk some classic comic books? Chat, please light it up for Ironcaster. Are we ready for classic comics?
I think we are ready for some classic comics, and as it turned out, my internet decided now's the time it wants to work for me. So, how forward to this?
I love it. Caster, it is great to see you again. Let's freaking let's go. Fantastic Four, number 574. Okay. Let's get into this issue. I'm going to lead off first on this one. Okay, so let me whip it out here. Okay, guys. I'll show
Excuse me while I whip it out.
So there are some issues I have with the art from last week. However, there are some things I do also like from the art in this issue over the last issue. So I'd say, yes, his Spider-Man is awesome. He does better with a more wholesome story than he does with characters in action. Mr. Edwards here. I like that we have a story that actually ends up being about Franklin Richards' birthday. And what I like about the birthday is the guests. I like also how Franklin pays his guests back in return for showing up. I thought that was a nice, wholesome touch. I love the family dynamic around it. And I love how Valeria, Franklin, I know you're the birthday boy, but we used to be a proper country. And she has my favorite line in this comic. Happy birthday, retard.
We're back, baby.
Freaking died. So, okay, don't get wrong. Her face is still not really well drawn, but man, did that line help a lot. They actually forgot about how bad the face looked.
That's Hillary Clinton. God damn it. Look at it. It's Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah. But dude, the banter is so good, and I love how they make a guess out of Spider-Man being the surprise, almost like the equivalent of like the clown who shows up at the party thing and the pranks around it. I really love the feel-goodness of this issue and the fact that like he's got his friends from the Power Pack showing up, and to see also Reed being very smooth with his wife, Sue, showing you they are still very romantically in love with each other after all these years. Deeple says, what issue is this? I need that image. Issue 574, my friend. 574, Jonathan Hickman run. This is the 5th issue of it. I love their whole banter, the romantic banter to each other. And I love when after he said, you're looking great for not another word. Oh, dude. This issue had me cracking up more than once. But then we get a bit of a left turn, and that left turn almost took me out of it, I gotta admit. But then how it all pays off at the end, I'm like, I think I know who that is. I think I figured it out already. I think it's meant to be obvious, but then I fell right back in love with it. And I was like, damn, another one-off story. Remember when this used to be a thing when you would have like just one and done stories? So even though this is obviously not the B artist, not the A artist, this is the B artist for 2 straight issues, at least we had 2 straight done in one stories. I love that we're getting this formula. First we had the 3-issue arc, then the 4th issue is the other story, then the 5th issue is this story. I love the way this run is building because it just feels like a continuation of the Fantastic Four comic book. And that is how these books should feel. Not like a restart, not rebooting to change the status quo. I love the way the Baxter building looks. I like the way that the aliens look. So I like a lot of the way like buildings and creatures look. But man, this guy's got to work on kids, dude. He has got to work on his kids. Edwards is got some work to do in that department. Now, do I feel his chemistry? Do I feel
Wait,
his
go up
fun
for a
and
second.
feeling?
Just go up, up. A little bit more. Well, that one is ugly as well, but there you go. That's the one. That's a panel, man.
What I like though is you can really relate to the birthday party atmosphere with the mom, with the blowing the candles, and Franklin being embarrassed. I really feel like this issue nailed the atmosphere of being at a birthday party, and the fact that Franklin he gave gifts to everyone for showing up, and like Reed and like Sue are impressed. That was like, was that your idea? No, it wasn't my idea. I was like, this is so cool. So this issue, like art issues aside, especially with the kids, I love this story so damn much. And nothing beats what Johnny Storm got for Spider-Man a gift. That was A+, literally laughing out loud, laughing. This book gave me several laughs. I may have if I was on like a regular chair, I would have fallen off the damn chair from that one. Beautifully played. I can't believe your run of this comic book was this good, Jonathan Hickman. Once again, outside of a few art issues, this is an excellent story. Take a bow and a great one and done in one, whatever you want to call it. What's up, Garfield's Bizarre Adventures? I really enjoyed this issue. Caster, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this is one of those issues that I had picked up just kind of on a whim, deciding what the heck, let me go read some Fantastic Four, and there's quite a bit out of this issue that I did come to enjoy. Yeah, you're right. The art isn't the best, especially with the kids. The face proportions just aren't quite there. It's the easiest thing to kind of point at. But the thing is, there's a lot of stuff that this book is kind of built upon that has a bit of significance. For example, we have a bunch of these kid characters around that we've seen, or rather have been around in the Marvel universe. First and foremost, the Power Pack all show up, which is great because it's like, hey, Marvel didn't forget they existed.
Marvel needs to acknowledge continuity, and just remember, this is in 2009. We were a proper country. I'm just gonna keep saying that line now. We were a proper country.
Not only that, there's a couple of the other kid characters that show up. I mean, we saw Bentley 3032, which is a character they just introduced with this run.
Very
And
fascinating.
But then the ones that kind of stand out the most, I think, and I wanted to at least acknowledge, were a couple of the more mutant looking kids. Notably, there's Leech, which is one of the mutants that was been around since the 80s, since the days of the Mutant Massacre, as well as the one who gets the big headpiece was a mutant who's been around the block quite a bit. He was one of these mutants who got depowered from the events of the House of M, where Scarlet Witch says no more mutants. And he had this ability to do like a psychic projection. Well, he was one of the thousands of mutants who got depowered, but he still looks freaky. It's something that has stuck around for him. And so with this, we're kind of giving him a bit of his powers back with just like the ability to make little images and stuff pop up. That was basically his power. And then, of course, there is at the very, very end of this book, those last pages that stand out. Some big significant stuff happens here that we're seeing built up. This is one of the reasons I wanted to touch on this. Jonathan Hickman was big on its continuity, big on building up these ideas. Also, how you got to feel bad for that guy who had to be the fake Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, that was hilarious.
But like you're hired by the Fantastic Four to be the low rent Spider-Man just so they can do this silly entrance.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's also kind of funny because like they let the guys stick around to like celebrate the party,
And that's something
here's
that
the
Johnny
actual
will do.
Spider-Man.
Remember, Johnny was against them getting Spider-Man. That's something that Johnny will do. Absolutely. So yeah.
Also, they have this silly entrance. I love that part though. By the way, like Ben's going in like, well, here's your Spider-Man, and they look over and they're like, hey, you're Spider-Man, what? And he's hanging on his back. It's such a fun way to kind of, hey, look, we have a real Spider-Man. We'll give this like entrance that the kids are absolutely gonna love, and it's one of those things that made this a fun book. Of course, at the end, we have what I feel is a bit of something really important.
Yes. You could feel the heaviness weighing down. I thought it was gonna end worse, but then you guys, hold up. No, it's not what you think it is. But it's cool how it plays out. Because I thought we were gonna get an abduction, and it was gonna be the rest of the story is gonna be derailed. No, there's more to it. It's more foreshadowing per se.
It's some events we've seen before, and it's some events that we're going to see that will come. We have this time traveler who shows up and kind of breaks in.
See, this page I like. I like this page. The way he draws Spider-Man. I like this page. I feel like if we got more stuff like this, his talents would come out. He does really well at Spider-Man.
Although I would say if I had to give one complaint, one criticism to that page, it's the placement of Dragon Man.
Okay, I don't disagree on that. Still
the
better drawn than the kids, though.
Oh, for sure. But like with the way he's posed, like he's got the hand down, it looks like he's about to take off and join them.
Oh yeah, so it does look like that. I don't disagree on that.
That's my only complaint, because every time I look at that page, just for as fun as this idea is, the kid getting the swing of Spider-Man on his birthday, my mind still goes to like, yeah, but Dragon Man is right there, and it throws things off a little. It draws my view away from the centerpiece.
I was thinking more about the centrifugal force and the whiplash, because frankly, well, Spidey needs to go really slow in this one, or Franklin's neck is going to do a Gwen Stacy.
All right,
sure,
let's read this line here.
But they're also indoors, though.
Hey, it's a book. Let's see. And then Franklin, I got some help from Uncle Johnny. Spider-Man, a loser's guide to picking up women. Johnny, what can I say? I'm a giver.
The worst part is that he does need that book.
Oh man. If only Dale Eagleham actually drew this issue, I would honestly give this issue like a 9.5. Seriously. If you like the story alone is like a 9.5. I will go that high for the story. Art-wise really brings it down. Man, if you had a great artist, this would be a near perfect comic.
But also that middle panel there, Johnny's face, like the faces don't look right. Even they're supposed to be
I agree.
Should be as detailed, but like
it doesn't look right on Johnny. The face does not look right on Johnny. I agree. It's great that the dialogue is nailed. I can hear Johnny Storm in that voice. Yeah. I give credit for the voices being nailed and the mannerisms. But yeah, his face, it's not the right idea. Once again, I get they're probably trying to get their artists, on schedule to continue the monthly release. Don't want to do no delays. Got to meet the deadlines. But man, I think we've had another artist more on par with Dale Eaglesham or somebody else. I don't know, or Dale himself. Because seriously, this issue could benefit from a great artist. But I'm so happy. I was so entertained by the story that I was able to forgive a lot of the art on here.
Neil Edwards on pencils, Andrew Carey on inks, Paul Mounts on colors. This is like a whole crew working on these books. So I guess the problem's going to be with Neil.
Oh God, yeah. Neil Edwards is definitely the weakest link on the book, which is unfortunate because you could see where he has potential. But man, does he have some inconsistencies all over the book. It's a better drawn issue because of what the material he has, but still, like he definitely still has his flaws. That's for sure.
There's a question: is it that they got the wrong contract at the wrong time, or is it an editorial decision not to mess with the art, or were they in time constraints? Because I noticed in one of the pages, the cleanup for the separation on the panels is actually well, normally when you are finishing the page, because you have drawn a couple of extra of the line for the panels, you will remove it with eraser, or either with a sharp blade or with a razor blade, just to make it clean, so when you scan, everything is perfect. If you can notice on the corners of these panels, it was a rush job, and I mean it. Look at the quality, and this is not the worst. There's a panel where you can actually see there's a line done wrong and everything. So I don't know, something smells to is more blame of the editor and time constraints than is the artist. I'll be honest, because there are some panels that actually look really good.
I think that's also what happens when
Most of
you
them,
have the deadlines, because some
yeah.
stuff ends up being really good and some stuff ends up being not. I can't remember which penciler talked about this, and I could be wrong, but let's just say it was a fairly big penciler from the 80s or 90s. I think it was John Romita Jr. It was one of them, but regardless of who said, the guy I listened to once on a comic show said it wasn't, when it comes to deadlines, it's not about things being perfect. It's about this looks done. It's most of the time, it's not going to be what you want it to be. It's not going to be perfect. If it is, that's luck of the draw, because the deadlines are the most important thing. And he would say, my editor would always say, I don't need it to be perfect. I need it to be done. And there is obviously a difference. And I guess that was, once again, for better and worse, depending on your perspective, the importance or the annoyance, once again, your perspective, whoever's it is, of an editor. Because yeah, obviously they can be annoying and say, well, this needs to get done. You're in the perfectionist mode, but also if you're on the flip side of it, we have to get this out because we got pay people, we got deadlines to meet, we can't skip a month. It's all going to depend on how you see it. I get the editor perspective, but I also get the artist perspective. So I guess no matter what way you win it, someone's going to lose out on it. And I feel like
I will say,
Neil Edwards is just not the guy to get an issue that looks done enough under a deadline time. I've seen some guys make shit look done even under these type of deadlines. Neil Edwards is clearly not the guy. So I think he gets half the blame along with the editor.
yeah. There's something a bit of a good editor will make a lot of good artists quit. A bad editor will make a lot of good artists suck.
Oh yeah.
That's the I have the feeling that's what we are seeing. I'm just,
and shout out to like the Asian looking Sue Storm in the right panel there.
yeah, with scoliosis.
But at least the dialogue here is really good, though. That's a thing. I love the way that Reed is still like, doing the smooth talk, which says, "You look amazing for someone whose son just turned," and then she says, "Not another word." And that's a whole thing. I've heard a lot of women say, a woman doesn't give her age, and she clearly doesn't want to hear her age being spouted. And she stops him in his tracks, and it was funny, and it's right in line with what I expect with Sue.
She's like
what I would
60
expect from
at this
Reed.
point. I'm not joking. She's like 60.
Oh yeah, sliding in the art makes her look 60, but in the sliding,
no. Think about the date.
Oh, when this issue came out?
Yeah, it's almost 60 years to the day.
Oh yeah, by that perspective. Obviously, there was a sliding timeline and things really stretched and slowed down. But yes, on a technicality, she is that old, along with Reed and everyone else. By that logic, Aunt May's like 150. But anyways, we
She's
won't
going to
get
the
to that part.
I heard she's going to the hospital again.
Oh, Caster, do you want to add anything? And what's up, Glinser? As he says, women value honesty, except when it's their age or weight. Go ahead, Caster. Any final thoughts on this issue?
Yeah, just at the very end of this issue, I wanted to take a moment to highlight because something very important happens at the end. Yes, we have this guy comes from the future to deliver a message that can seemingly get past all of Reed's securities like it's no problem.
Oh, I know who it is.
And
I think I know who it is.
And it's through this where he shows up to give this warning. And if we pause here briefly to show these things, there's a lot of things that yes, there's a bit of the Avatar thing there, but these are some things that are going to come up in the next few issues. We scroll down a little bit, we're going to see some things some stuff we may have just actually seen not too long ago with all the Council of Reeds.
Yeah. All hope lies in doom. I mean, obviously that became a thing of the 2015. So he was 6 years with this stuff. You know what I realized too? Neil Edwards, he reminds me of a Brian Hitch, but not as good. Look into Brian Hitch's heart, but he's like Brian Hitch, but not as good. Like, I would even say, no, at times he could definitely, if he really, he's probably the type of guy where if he was given more time, he could probably have art almost as good, if not as good. But really, his pages are, he's a diet Brian Hitch.
And then,
but this should be the giveaway on who it is.
Yeah, yeah. It becomes pretty obvious with this panel that it's supposed to be it's supposed to be this. Why am I blanking on his name? Franklin from the future.
Yes, when she said that, I was like, "Oh, way cool." Okay, I'm back in it now because it was losing me because I thought, "Oh, don't take a great, fun, wholesome story and then drag it down to an abduction." And then it becomes this. I'm like, okay, never mind. Cool. Hell yeah, bitch. All right. Sorry, Caster. Finish it.
The last the last panel. All this buildup that we've got with this book of things to come. We see Franklin Richards creating a pocket universe. Now, to this point in Marvel, Franklin is potentially the most powerful mutant in the world, with the power to reshape reality. And so there was a story a number of years ago that had come along called Fantastic Four versus X-Men, where Xavier with the Cerebro had gone and detected that there was a powerful mutant, the most powerful one on the planet. It turned out to be Franklin Richards, and so they came in, and ultimately Xavier had put in all these mental blocks and barriers into Franklin's mind to prevent him from using the powers, with the idea that he could down the road be able to untap all those. Well, here we are now, making a big fundamental change here with the restraints are off. Franklin has all his powers now. What this means going forward, who knows? Well, we'll find out in probably the next, next few weeks, next few months of the shows we go on. We get to see just exactly what this means. But yeah, this was one of those. This was something I had been reading, and when I got to this page, something like, oh shit, I didn't know Franklin was this powerful at the time. I'm like, okay, you have my attention now. I have to see where this is going. But like I said, the art problems aside, this is ultimately just kind of a fun issue to get into, to have some family hijinks. You want to see them be a family, celebrate.
It's normie friendly. It's normie friendly.
Very much so.
Well, Caster, thank you. And hello, Comic Relief. So I got quite the compliment from Billy Tucci a few days ago. Show him what I'm drawing. He said I should crowdfund it. I can show the proof. All right. No, that's cool.
Nice.
That's good to hear. All right, Pablo. I know you got into some of your thoughts, but why don't you get into the rest of your thoughts on Fantastic Four number 574?
Okay, the art is not great. We have established that, so I can skip that.
Mhm.
The writing, they got the interactions between Spider-Man and the Human Torch perfect. So I love that. That's something that a lot of writers kind of forget, or they know that they are antagonistic, but they make them as enemies. And no, they are assholes. And here they are assholes. So it's absolutely perfect. The fact that Valeria is a bit too happy to get people inside of her house. That's a bit weird, especially because she just offers everybody, hey, you can stay here. I know it's a building, but most of the building is full of rich shit. Who's cleaning the rooms? Who's taking the things away from those rooms? You have to get some logistics there. Is Valeria doing the moving? Because if she's offering the house, she better. Reed needs to be a good dad. Show her that if she opens her mouth, she needs to put the work, You're saying.
Well, at the same time, though, they're able to like rearrange the house as they choose
Oh,
with
yeah.
like pin particles and being able to add in little pocket dimensions. Like, there's a lot of the sci-fi nonsense that they can easily hand wave it away with. So we don't necessarily have to have the same consistent design to the insides.
Yeah, but at the same time, my cynic brain goes straight to the fuck she's doing. You know how much money they will have to add to the gas bill, to the water bill, to the electricity bill? Is Reed made of money? I thought he was made of rubber. Well, he can sell the rubber, but there's sorry, I'm in a third world country that has to think about things like bills and taxes and all that adds up. Sorry, Valeria, get a job. I'm at that if you don't. God damn it. Other than that, the joke with Spider-Man was absolutely perfect. The whole presentation. At the beginning, I thought they actually got the guy that is dressed as a poor copy of a Spider-Man. Oh, really? Because, well, Johnny will do that. I really think Johnny will try to pull that off and be absolutely pleased with himself. So, yeah, it was a great moment when the future Franklin appears. Because of the way of the suit looked, I instantly knew that he was Franklin Richards, because that's tech from something that we saw a few issues earlier. Some of the other reads were using that kind of tech. So is that easy? For me, is that easy? The guy has his daddy's corporation logo on the suit. Yeah, what else can you say? Is that simple? But the presentation of everything is great. I actually tried to zoom and go a bit of CSI enhancing when he talks with his younger self, because it's a really small text and you cannot really get what he's saying. And then you get the flashback and you actually read what he's saying and everything is okay. But I was like, can I read it? I want to know what is. Yeah, I wasted like 15 minutes on that. I just needed to read a bit more of the comic. That's life. It's really interesting. I know where they are going because, well, I know which arc this is. So yeah, I'm really interested. I actually went to the next issue to keep reading because I wanted to get some more
Dale's back on
perspective.
art, by the way.
Yep. The only issue is that yeah, they don't come back to DC in a few issues, so don't try to read ahead. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, the story is great. The story is goddamn great. The story is almost
Luckily, it makes yeah, right. This story is almost
Yep.
perfect, if not perfect. It's the art that brings it down. By the way, what's up, Keely Chow? And Mohammed says, Titan Comics Conan the Barbarian number 25 is awesome. I read Transformers Marvel Purple Hell Megatron explains Predacons leader having purple color. Cool. No, dude, that Conan issue is great. I found out from watching my buddy Wes, again, branching Wes like a broken record, but word got around that apparently it took that artist, I think Alex Horley is his name, it took him a year to paint that issue. I believe it. It took about a year to paint that issue. So it's clear that when it takes you a year to get that issue done, how far ahead is this run planned in advance with Jim Zub and Conan the Barbarian? Clearly, at least a year ahead in advance. If it took him a year to get it done, so we're at number 25, and his goal is to go at least 50. So let's just say he's at least potentially at least halfway. At least. Either way, it was an excellent issue. I kind of saw what was coming with the idea of what they were going for, but the execution was so good that it made up for what I saw coming. But I really enjoyed that issue. I had so much fun with that Conan issue. Great, great stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, Zub is a great planner. But gents, let's bring it down to Chinatown. Next week, not only do we get number 575, a Fantastic Four, we get Dale Eaglesham back on art. Apparently, we get some interiors from Alan Davis as well. That's a Marvel legend, if you will. Well, I wouldn't say Marvel legend, but a comic legend of art. So I'm really, really stoked I'm having some Alan Davis because that dude is good. Holy macaroni, is Alan Davis good? That's a truly old school name. The fact that Hickman was able to get guys like that on board to do this issue, like, oh man, I can't wait to read it. But we're gonna look at some memes because people 101 send some memes. Some might say they're the best memes. I didn't say it, but they like those memes. So we gotta show the memes. We gotta get them up. And no, I said earlier, true words have never been spoken, but I gotta do a minor backtrack and say this may be even more truer than that. Let's see here. Deeple 101. Enjoy some memes. Part 1. Either you had the shirt and knew someone who did. I didn't own it, but you damn right I knew someone who did. Oh, ain't that the truth?
This image is still a staple on buses and public transportation here in Ecuador because the drivers actually decorate the whole bus, and most of them use that, and the one of Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes pin in every single bus. Don't ask me why. It's just a tradition. You will find that.
Oh yeah. My Spire Sense has told me that this is gay and retarded. Amazing. Oh, freaking amazing. You love to see it. And you know what? We all love to see it. So, let's look at some more. Claw, Omni Slash. Okay, I'm going to admit, I don't understand this one. This might be more for you guys. Seems like Pablo gets it. Okay, so
it looks more like we're about to have the Omni Thrust.
One of my decks that the general is clothed from Final Fantasy is called X Mashing, because that's all you do in Final Fantasy VII. You press X.
Oh,
that's the whole game. You just press X. It's X Mashing.
I actually understand that now. Okay. Awesome. I love that. Okay. Taco Bell strikes again. I've heard this about with the Taco Bell toilet paper bill and like the amount of toilet paper they spend for their monthly bill. Yeah, everything about this. I don't eat Taco Hell, so I'm very much in the clear. And I take it with great pride that me and my children, well, not me, but my children have never had Taco Bell in their life.
funniest shit ever. Taco Bell went bankrupt in
You said
Ecuador.
shit.
Taco Bell went in flames in Ecuador like 10 years ago. So the other day I went to a mall with my mom, and there's a bunch of people just waiting. So I check. Oh, it's Taco Bell. They are back. I get into the line, I wait. I actually got an extra taco with my order because they fucked up the system and everything collapsed and they were down for like 15 minutes. And I was still in line because I missed Taco Bell. I wanted to taste Taco Bell to see if it was like my old days and everything. I come back to my home. There's in the news a shot of the line that I was in because it was the inauguration of Taco Bell in Ecuador. I didn't knew. I just got in the line. Yep, there I was.
You
It's
know,
not the first time I'm in the news. This is the first time that is not because I'm burning something. So I'm really glad of that.
I'll put it
If there's
this
any one
way:
reason to go, it's the Baja Blast.
as far as fast food tacos are concerned, don't dig Taco Bell. Chipotle is even worse. But as far as, and I have to emphasize, fast food tacos, Jack in the Box, Jack in the Box blows them both away. I'm not joking. Jack in the Box tacos are way better, and they're a burger joint, and they're way better. And you get two for $1.50.
That's a really good price. That's better than in Ecuador.
Even in 2025 America, $1.50 for two. Apparently, I learned that way back in the day. Apparently, like 20 years ago, apparently they were like 3 for $1. So you got one less for and 50 cents more. We don't have shit in a box here. Okay, yeah, that's an Urcon. I don't understand. I've heard that whole thing about shit in a box. I don't see, let's just say, experience those same problems with Jack in the Box. I'm just fine when I eat Jack in the Box. And I've had it numerous times. Either the Jack in the Box food just loves my body that much.
Did I hear it well that you are happy when you Jack in a box?
Front toward friend. Okay, I don't get this. Oh, dude.
That is an anti-personnel mine.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box is awful. I disagree with this comment. I forgive you, Deeple, but that means you have not had their extreme sausage breakfast sandwich, which is fantastic, by the way.
Extreme sausage.
So if we ever meet in purpose, I'm gonna buy you one, and you're gonna eat it, and you're gonna love it. And it's really good.
You are getting him the extreme sausage.
Oh, dude, Jack in the Box is great. I love it so much.
What a great name. Extreme sausage.
Right? And their commercials are the best fast food commercials. Holy shit, are they great? No, they shouldn't. You're right. They should never go together. But some places pull it off. And Jack in the Box does. And also they have a great old jingle. Jack in the Box. I'll do it. It's so good. So good. I got my kids even singing. Nicholas was, hey, you got to emphasize extreme sausage. Daisy, White Castle is awesome. Oh, man. I can't do the White Castle. I can't. The taste, I can't get with that taste, man. I can't get with that taste. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And that's the same thing I have with Taco Bell. I don't get it. Obviously, if you want the cream of the crop, you probably have to go to like Culver's or something. Culver's is just legendary. Culver's is the fast food, but obviously, I know if you had to not factor in Culver's, I really love Jack in the Box. I love me some Whataburger. I do like Checkers. That's an we're gonna have to do a fast food show. Fuck it, we're gonna do a fast food show, man. We'll do like I'll get Pablo and Castor again. We'll on like a Wednesday night. We'll do a fast food tier maker show, and we'll have a lot of fun with that one. So There you go, guys. You heard it here first. I don't know when we'll do it, but we're gonna do it. Now that we're talking fast food, I gotta see if I can get some of my other buddies on from the comic side because a lot of the guys from the comics aficionados, we've kind of gone by the nickname the fast food aficionados because we've all like tried so many different fast food places and like analyzed them. So it would be great to see if
Well,
we can get a lot
I
of
mean,
those guys on there.
it's just part of the staple of like you see a new place, you got to try the food out.
Oh, of course, always,
I was
always.
I was getting Taco Bell the other day, and then I saw like they had a bunch. They suddenly had added a bunch of like uh, Frank's Red Hot to a bunch of their menu items. I'm like, oh, they've
Okay,
added superior hot sauce to their food.
I got some lore here about White Castle to tell you guys. So I don't know if they still make this. I don't know if they still make this, but this back in 2006 when I graduated high school, okay, there was this thing at White Castle. As far as I know, they still make the other thing. There was this thing called the Crave Case, which had 30 sliders, and there was a thing also called the Crave Crate that had 100 sliders. And I gathered the boys together, and there's a lot of dudes who got in on this. For the last day, or was the senior prank. So we went and picked up a Crave Crate around 5 a.m. to bring to school the very last day. And a bunch of dudes chipped in for the Crave Crate. Picked it up, and a bunch of dudes. And if you got a weak stomach, you might want to bow out of the chat for like 3 minutes. If you got a strong stomach, stick around. All the dudes are so happy that they saw a Crave Crate in front of them. Keep in mind, all the dudes were happy. I'm not talking about me. There's a distinction here. All the dudes are all picking 2, 3, 4, some dudes even 5 sliders each out of 100 sliders. I didn't eat a single one. But wait, there's more. All the dudes, all by like second, third period, all had to take massive amounts of huge dumps. And they all were in the bathrooms at the same time throughout the building. And none of them flushed any of the toilets. And that left the bathrooms all smelling with the cryptic stench of death as the prank. That stench started to get to a point where it was starting to get to the hallways because of 20, 25 dudes all having sliders. And out of 100 of them, some had 1, some had 2, some had 3, some had 4, some had 5. I feel like Wilson Fisk. I may have picked up the Crave Crate, but I had nothing to physically contribute to it. I was just the mastermind in the sense that I helped make the plan happen. I just wasn't involved directly in the plan. I look back at that as a very fond moment that I helped cause that. Those dudes were willing to burn out their assholes for a great cause. I remained safe, but they were all noble men for sacrificing their bungholes for the greater good.
That's a good way to phrase it, I will say.
I was really happy with that. The only thing I actually caused was I stole the juniors' flag because there's like each grade had like their own flag. I stole their flag and pissed on it and brought it back to them. So really proud of myself. Really proud of myself. JT Kirk, not sure if you saw Hot and Now in Chirac, but is making a comeback in West Michigan. I have not heard of that. I need to try Del Taco again. I've heard about Del Taco. I hear that's like the fast food Taco Bell of the West Coast. I haven't had it yet. I don't think there's one anywhere near me, like remotely close. I always consider going to one in Vegas, but then I saw In-N-Out. I was like, In-N-Out. Do not invite Corey yet. Oh, I'm going to invite him. That's right. He's exactly who I need to bring. Well, now you know how I didn't die. I didn't eat any of them. I just did it.
Dude, I don't
I
know.
remember I got shoved by one of my buddies, like, "Hey, Jim," and he swooshed me to the side. Nick, I gotta run to the bathroom. He swooshed me to the side, holding his asshole, running. I remember his name was Jim Wilkening. Jim, if you're out there listening, I'm sorry for outing your name, but I just remember him running, holding onto his ass with his left hand, swooshing me to with his right hand. I was like, wow, he really has to go.
Man, you're heavy metal as fuck. That's all.
Oh, dude. Now there's things that I've actually done. I once had one of my friends pull over because I got drunk as shit. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, dude, you're puking." I'm like, "Oh, hold up. I gotta pee." And then I peed. And I peed on my own puke. That was 21 when I did that. I was 21 when I did that. And he's like, "Hold on. Are you pissing now?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you pissing on your own puke?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, I was 21 when I did that. Oh, dude, the amount of shit I've done and survived. Those are just the G-rated kids glove stories. You guys should hear about the other shit I've survived. I'd make a good Charlie Sheen story of the shit I've survived from nights of drunken debauchery and getting hammered out. I've woken up places I didn't know where I was. And this has happened in other cities that I don't live in.
That happened me because of work. Funny enough, my boss at that time was a shaman, right?
Yeah.
So he was in the whole spiritual thing, and because of that, he was growing a lot of weed. And I mean, one day he gets to the office and gifted a co-worker and me a bag this size full of flour.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we smoke a bit in the recess, just the middle of the day, and we are fine. I code like a fucking genius. I don't know what the hell I did. It worked wonderfully.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been more proud of something I have done high. Trust me, it was great code, right? So at the end of the day, we start smoking again in my co-worker's car. Another co-worker gets into the car. We are smoking and everything. 3 in the morning, we are in another city, in a hotel that smells like piss, and we are smoking to take away the smell. So it smells like weed. It's not working, so we are really, really high. I don't know how we got to that city.
Oh, man. I love how this conversation has turned into drunk confessions of our youth. TZ, I can second that. Nick sounds like he had some life experiences. Dave C, a friend of mine, was a manager at Taco Bell for a while, and he told me about the food I tried never to eat there again. There was a place in Louisville called Burritos as big as your head. It was great, fresh cooked right in front of you. Nice.
They better do what they have in the name. I need the burritos because my head.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Great meme here from Deeple. Thank you, Deeple. He has your eyes. Amazing.
Really good.
Sure,
amazing.
But whose mother?
And then Akbar. Oh, it's a trap. That's good. Oh, and then could be us. It could be us. Not me, you, Deeple in particular, but yes.
This is not a great version of the Leia costume. I have done a 1-to-1, actually certifiable by the Rebels.
Yeah.
So it was a 1-to-1 as specified with everything in it. The lower part, the bottom half of the bikini, the plate, was done by me on real metal by hand. So it was everything absolutely perfect. Actually, let me find. I think I have a picture of that suit. But yeah, it was made of metal, and the upper part was done by an epoxy resin and using metal wire in a way that if anything broke, the lady that was using the cosplay will still be covered, but it looked like she didn't have anything under it. So it was the perfect Leia costume. Let me get the image and I will show you. But
Sure.
I'm really proud of that one.
Yeah.
By the way, I had to take the sizes of everything. Yep.
Let's just say it was a one of a kind that not too many are gonna be able to.
That one right now, if you go, there's a Star Wars museum here in Quito from a guy called Carlos Sanchez. In that museum, you can look at that costume because they purchase it from the cosplayer to display it on the museum. It has a bit of a broken piece that I actually want to reach to them and tell them if they want me to fix it, because I can fix it. But yeah, it's in a museum. My costume is in a museum, so I'm really proud of it.
It belongs in a museum.
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, what's up, Release McCracken? Frank Ward better. I saw Superior Nav. Who is she? I don't know. Maybe Deeple might know. Deeple, do you know who that was? To me, that's just some girl wearing slave Leia outfit. So I couldn't tell you because I don't know. I don't know shit about fuck. But dudes, can we talk about some classic Amazing Spider-Man?
Oh, yes,
because this is kind of like a big deal. ASM number 85, Stanley John Romita Senior, of course, and of course, big time, bigly. We have Abushima here. Not just any, I mean, this is big league here, dude. Guys, this issue. Okay, before you arrived, Caster, we were talking how 84 was it? No, 83. Sorry, 83. It was a so-so issue. Then 84 was like, okay, kind of starting to come back around. And then 85. Wow, 85. Really, it really wasn't about how you started. It's about how you finish. This issue closed really strong. And this story mainly is about the Kingpin, his wife, Vanessa. And it turns out there's so much more to the silly-looking, perceivably zealous villain, the schemer. There was a scheme, but it's actually a lot deeper than you would have thought. And you know what? It makes sense. In retrospect, I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. Wow. Freaking wow. And, of course, Parker still has a bad payday from it because, well, there was no pay because there was a twist to that too. And also, I love how the dilemma between Peter, Captain George Stacy, and Gwen is escalating. I felt the tension there. I see Peter getting desperate, having to become a lot more slick about how he has to protect his identity. That was beautifully played. Between balancing that and also the Jameson stuff and trying to get also paid and still not getting paid, then trying to get this job done to capture Schemer. Turns out that was a bust because of who's involved. And then with Kingpin and his wife Vanessa and the plot there, and Vanessa knowing why she wasn't kidnapped, turns out she was involved. This issue was twists and turns, loaded, and boy, was the payoff great. And it paid off not only really good to the reader, but it paid off a little bit too well to the main antagonist, Mr. Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. A little bit shockingly so, to the point where things kind of come to a halt. So much so that, well, it's what helps our protagonists leave the day. So, well, our antagonist is kind of stuck in a position that we don't know how long they'll be in stasis for. But what a hell of an ending, and what a hell of a way to close out this arc with a deep conversation between the schemer, Vanessa Fisk, and Wilson Fisk, the kingpin of crime. And I guess that's the slave Leia lady or another lady with a Jabba in
No,
her
this
hand.
is the suite, and yeah, it looks like she's wearing nothing, right? She is.
Yeah.
Everything is hidden. Everything in this suite. This is the back. Everything is well hidden. Everything is up to measure.
Uh-huh.
If everything falls apart, she will be still covered.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. So I did a lot of magic in this one. And by the way, I helped to assemble that Shadow Trooper too. So yeah, I was doing a lot of different cosplays on that era. But yeah, it worked beautifully. And everything is, even with the textures and everything, as you see it on the movie. And yeah, these pieces are metal. Actually, this color was quite sturdy because it was done in resin and Sintra. So it was not really great, but somehow it managed to stand the test of time. And yeah, now it's in a museum. So I'm really happy with this one. That's it. I'm proud.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Still proud of his work. He's allowed to be.
So I'm gonna let you guys have it with the rest of the thoughts on this issue as I show us some art. But I just want to say this issue ended off strong. A lot of suspense, a lot of tension, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. Balance out a few different threads, weaved it perfectly, gave us a strong conclusion to an arc that started off on the so-so side of things, and also sets up stuff that you can tell starting to really ramp up for the future. So this issue juggled a lot, and it pulled it all off. I was a major fan of this issue, and now I take the schemer a lot more seriously because of the outcome that we got. Because the schemer has a lot more to him, wait for it, than meets the eye. Anyways, Ironcaster, your thoughts on the Amazing Spider-Man number 85 as I get up to show up some art.
So since I wasn't here last week, I have some weird scheduling stuff go on. I want to bring both these issues back to back. So I've kind of got them both sort of mixed around in my head a little bit. So little just heads up there. I might mix some things around, but I think it really goes to show you just how complex Peter's life is, how much stuff is going on. There's all these little intricate lines of complexity that are just filling in all around him. He's got to try to explain to Gwen and the captain just what exactly is going on with his life. But why does he get all these pictures of Spider-Man? So it seems like the good captain is starting to question some things, put some things together. So he's got to think on his feet what's going to happen. Well, he might have just kind of told one more little white lie that has great potential ramifications down the road. Like if Captain Stacy thinks that Spider-Man's blackmailing him now, then he's going to be thinking about Spider-Man a lot worse now. There's just a lot of potential from that one little lie. He's going to have to live down now. But it also has the benefit of getting Gwen a little bit of sympathy towards him. Oh, he's my boyfriend. He's being bullied by Spider-Man. And then, of course, you have all the complexities going on with the schemer, who, up to this point, he was kind of interesting that he was a villain obsessed with going after the Kingpin and not just here to be after Spider-Man. And now we know why.
It makes so much sense. Once again, we should have seen it coming, but it also makes sense that a lot of villains have gone after the Kingpin before come for his own. Hammerhead, Silvermane.
Yep.
We just thought this was yet another character doing that, but just a lot more cheesier version of one. But take it back, Caster.
But no, you're right, because this is someone who seems to have been able to hold up to the Kingpin in a lot of ways, to outthink him. He knows the Kingpin in a way that no other villain does. He's his son, ultimately. It's been a good solid build-up here, and now we get to see where this goes. And I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to seeing going forward how is this little story element gonna get wrapped up. You know, it's kind of like when you have an ongoing series where they expect you to be into the A plots, but then you have this little plot line going on with one of the many villains that show up in the show, and you're like, okay, I want to see more with this little plot line here from like this plot line E of the episode. Like, this has got my attention now. I want to see where this is going. But I mean, action is fun, and it's not the most exciting of issues because it's not Spider-Man fighting some superpowered villain, but it frankly I can overlook that all because I want to know more about the schemer. I want to know more about this stuff going on with the Kingpin because this is us getting a chance to get a look into his life outside of crime. There's so much potential that this one idea can bring in now. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Like, hey, they gave me a nice little piece of meat on the hook that I want to bite on.
Okay. Pablo, your thoughts on this issue?
Okay. The only bad part about me reading this issue is that first, it was not the first time I had read it, and second, the character appears in some issues later, and they talk all about the revelation on this issue. So, yeah, it was not a surprise for me. Still, is absolutely fantastic, and I have been hinting that, well, he reappears later, and is not the last appearance of the schemer. And well, we know that Fisk's son reappears. Well, yes, because he's a recurring character. Sorry.
No, but that's good though.
Yeah. Actually, it's really good because if you really want to know the background of the character, you need to go to this issue, and this issue sets up a lot of things. This conversation that we have in the screen between when her dad and Peter actually comes back a lot later, right? And yeah, in this they give you the sensation that Captain Stacy didn't, well, kind of fall for what Peter was trying to do. He didn't. The spoiler alert, he didn't. And that's the great part of everything. Later, you can get a lot of extra context for this issue, and you will see that it's even greater than you think. But on isolation, it's a really solid issue because it has the Spider-Man Peter Parker life drama. It has a lot of the Peter Parker is down on his luck drama, and because of that, you get the perfect setup. Yeah, the Kingpin was the one giving the reward. Difficult to see it coming, right? I thought Peter was a genius. There's a guy coming for the Kingpin, and there's a reward on the guy coming for the Kingpin, and he's not the police. My boy, really? Really?
The Parker luck hits again. It was the Kingpin all along with the plan for the money.
This is not Parker luck. This is him just being an asshole because he needs money.
Oh, yeah. And you're going to do anything for money when you're desperate. And he was very desperate.
It's a bit of a weird situation for Spider-Man because you can see a Spider-Man doing something that stupid because you know where he's coming from. So, sorry, yeah, it makes sense. That's some other people, maybe if they want a better characterization of Peter Parker, will have taken this as, well, it was obvious, but no, he's actually really that stupid in a lot of ways. He's, I will not say stupid that easily. He's naive, right? He's really naive in a lot of things, and this is one of the moments where his naivety gets the better of him, and I can see that coming. But at the same time, the whole Fisk first thinking that maybe it's an affair, and that's why his wife is protecting the schemer and everything. It works. There's a lot of layers on the drama, and yes, this issue is full of drama. that work perfectly, and the reveal and the way that the Kingpin reacts to the reveal is like, well, shit, I don't know what to do, so I will just turn off. And he gets comatose.
Because normally with any other problem, he makes it go away. He would kill it, but now he can't. This is his own flesh and blood.
Exactly, and you have seen people in that situation at least once in your life. Somebody that is ready to do something really stupid and finally gets why he shouldn't, and it's just like, what do I do? You cannot do nothing, so you do literally nothing. You turn off, and it's a great moment. Rage is really weird because it turns most of your brain off, and when you turn rage off, because everything else on your brain is off, your brain just shuts down. It's just
these last 5 pages, Pablo, really escalate this issue. The last 5 pages really bring it home. It's one of those things we were talking earlier in the show. It's about sometimes, you'll have a story that starts off fine, or you think it's in the wrong direction, and then boom, you get surprised at the end. And it's not as mainly a Spider-Man story. I would say he feels like a supporting character in his own book, but because the story really emphasizes Kingpin and how it was all connected, and you wouldn't think it, I think it kind of worked to the issues of match because it made us feel like we were kind of seeing what it's like to be in Wilson Fisk's mindset for a bit. And sometimes that's important for us so we can understand his perspective on how he sees things.
And the whole process of recontextualization of this story is even better because there's some faults on the schemer's plan, on the way that he executed, on the fact that his mobile fortress that is supposed to be completely hidden is the most obvious evil guy car in the world. Everything on the silliness of his plan that looks like somebody that is just too inexpert, too green for this, that he doesn't pay attention to the small details. Well, yeah, he's a kid.
It's like, why can't we get cool cars like that now?
Dude, if you could buy that from Honda, from Mitsubishi, and they tell you it has lasers and a way to destroy cops, give me 3.
Look, you mean it? Look, if you were to tell me that like that heating element to be able to melt the snow was something I could get on a car, I'd be paying for that right away because hey, up in the north, that would be so helpful getting ready in the morning. No, I gotta go out like 20 minutes before I leave for work to clean the car off.
No, dude, it's absolutely fantastic that he has that car. Is the perfect car to be whatever you want, and you become a moron. Great job. He crashes the car. By the way, the car was bought with his daddy money. So he's a Nepo baby that crashed the car.
Yeah. He crashed the car. He took advantage of his dad's wealth, but yet resented him for being, don't get me wrong, when you find out your dad's a criminal, it's not great. But if he was so against it, he should have went all the way with it. Instead, he took advantage of his wealth and was like, I'm going to use it towards my own benefit. I get why he did, but at the same time, it made for a very impactful story because, yeah, it was petty on his son, but you could see, like, as crazy and fucked up in the head as Wilson is, he does give a shit about his son. Because you've never seen him act like this.
If Hassan Piker went into this route of becoming a superhero instead of electrocuting his dog, I will say I will be more on his side than I'm now. Actually, that meme of the shocker.
That's
it. That's all
shocker! Shocker! Shocker!
Get back here, shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Dude. I follow, so Christopher Daniel Barnes, who was Spider-Man on that show, as much as he overacted the shit at scene, he's actually a really cool guy on social media. He's one of the guys who
Fatality.
he's actually a really cool guy. I love that he's as cool as he is. So it's like, okay, killer. I like your show, even though it wasn't my definitive Spider-Man cartoon. It was one I grew up with. I like that he is as cool as he is. So the fact that he was Shocker makes it a little bit more priceless. Yeah. Thank you, Christopher Daniel Barnes, for giving us Shocker. It will never get old. We've been playing that clip on here for years, and we still come back
works, man.
to number.
I'll play that clip to the end of the earth.
We'll play that. We'll play that clip. And speaking of things we will give notice to the ends of the earth. So I heard about Glenn Powell being Richard Rider as Nova, but Pablo rightfully tagging me to a post. Thank you, Pablo. But who's going to play the Condor is the real question. I mean, in a perfect world, I would probably have someone like Denzel Washington, but he ain't going to do it because he's too good for current year Marvel. I'm just thinking, in an ideal world, if Marvel was still good, I would have Denzel Washington be the
perfect casting, Idris Elba.
Yeah, but he is already Bloodsport. And I actually kind of liked him as Bloodsport in The Suicide
Was he also Heimdall?
He was Heimdall.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
But no,
he should have never been Heimdall. But I would, if he wasn't Heimdall, I would say yes, have him be the Condor. I would agree to that.
He should have been in the Wrecking Crew.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Idris Elba in the Wrecking Crew? See, yeah. Now you're talking. But
let me
Denzel
show you
in his prime with a good writer. Glenn Powell, Denzel Washington, Nova versus the Condor. Dude, that would be an all-timer. Seriously, Glenn Powell, a great younger name who's actually good at what he does with the legend Denzel, and then you throw in a good writer. Dude, and then if you could throw in Diamond Head and the Sphinx, oh, dude. And then you make sure Marv Wolfman gets a big fat paycheck on top of it. That's a dream world, man. I long live the Condor as far as I'm concerned.
Talking about weird things. There's a fancy Dan card. I'm getting it. By the way, I'm getting it. I'm getting it in foil. In foil is like 30 cents, so I don't care. But it's a fancy Dan card that actually you can go into an infinite combo with.
Oh, dude, I love it.
I'm playing this.
Freaking love it.
Right? It's random thing. It's just, dude, there's a fancy Dan, Montana, and the Ox card.
I'm actually really impressed with what I've seen of that set for just how much they're putting into it.
Yeah. Recently, I got my hands on God damn it, the name of the Unexpected Windfall. Let me show you. There it is. Because I'm waiting for the guy to bring it to me. It's already paid. Amazing Spider-Man number 42, final panel. First appearance of the face of Mary Jane Watson as a card. I had to get this, and I got it. I'm really happy. It was a bit, yeah, it is $4 more than I wanted to use in a card that I will most likely never play. But yeah, I just got it because it's the first appearance of Mary Jane Watson's face. On 34, I believe, is the first appearance of her ass. In 30 is the first appearance of her tits. And I'm not joking. That's the order where she appears. First you see her ass, then you see her tits, then you see a silhouette, and then she's covered with something, and she walks right by Peter on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Amazing Spider-Man number 42 where she shows her face. So it's a recurring joke that just parts of her body appear on some issues and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But because of the whole joke and everything, and also is at the beginning of Romita's run. Well, is like 3-4 issues into Romita's run. Uh, Romita or Busima? Is Romita, and I think Busima is helping at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, if Debut is there, please correct me. I think Busima is already helping, but
Oh God, yeah.
it's just random things. I know it's a Magic the Gathering card, but it's a piece of Spider-Man comics, so I just had to get it. And I'm
As you should.
some other cards from the set. Path to Exile has a cover from Romita. There's a Ditko and Kirby collaboration in one of the cards in her
Mm-hmm.
collaboration, but that one is $20 and
Mm-hmm.
out of my price right now. Even though
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play green next, but it doesn't matter. It's too much money. This one was $4 and Fancy Dan is 30 cents.
Gotta have the Dan. Gotta have the Dan.
You gotta buy Fancy Dan as a playable card. Sorry, but
Oh, of course. No,
if
I
they
agree.
make a Condor Magic the Gathering card, I'm getting it and I'm making a deck around the Condor. Trust me.
Oh, dude, I want it. I want the deck of Condor. Guys,
No,
next
by
week
the
we're
way-
getting Spider-Man and the Black Widow with Dave
Yeah.
C on board guesting and F4 with Dale Eagles hand back and with Ellen Davis. We're gonna be stacked next week with those powerhouse issues.
Nick.
Holy
Also
shit.
speaking, let's think about Magic.
Sure.
I got my hands. I already paid. I'm just waiting for it.
Woo!
I got the Eddie Magic the Gathering card. So yeah, I got the secret.
He's got a Culver's
the Iron
Cup.
Maiden.
He's
Nice.
got a Culver's Cup. I want Culver's now.
I got the Iron Maiden Magic the Gathering collaboration one of them,
Dude.
and that's going to be a
Dude.
deck. So yeah,
Amazing.
and I will open it here. By the way,
Yes,
as soon as I get
please
it,
do.
I'll open it here.
Oh, I love it. I freaking love it. Oh man, amazing. Yeah. Let's see how things go with Nova, but remember, only this Nova story only matters, even with a great lead, if the Condors.
Caster, show me the burger.
Oh no, chicken tenders tonight.
Oh,
So please make the Condor happen. And I want him to be black. I want him to be super black and super Condory.
if they are doing Nova, you want to go Middle Eastern. First big villain of the Nova saga, it will be the Sphinx. So there you go.
The Sphinx
You have
could be
Middle Eastern.
you build to the Sphinx, but you gotta
Yeah,
have a
his
Condor.
henchman is a black guy with an afro. If you want to go woke with who you hire, go crazy, go nuts. This is perfect.
You can have a black
Don't
man
raise
playing the
up the
Sphinx.
Condor,
you can
please.
have a black man voicing the Sphinx. I can see him having a voice of a man who sounds black. I would love actually for the Sphinx to be a black man.
The Sphinx is Egyptian.
Yeah.
No, literally, the character is the guy that tried to prove Moses as a fake.
Mm-hmm.
When Moses go and try to liberate his people from the Pharaoh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and yeah, the magician that turns the stuff in the snake. No, the magician's stuff is turned into snake by Moses, but you know, the magician there, that's the Sphinx. Yeah, he's from the Bible. That's the funny part. The Sphinx is a character from the Bible.
That makes me so happy. So
that, by
happy.
the way, makes canon the existence of everything on the Bible on 616.
Love it.
It's great. It's one of those
I
moments
love
when
it.
you're like, huh. But yeah.
Yeah.
So you can cast a good Egyptian actor. you can hire a really cool black actor, and you get two of the most crazy ass characters ever to be made on screen. And also, you get Nova, that is cool. Don't screw Nova. It's just the perfect movie to make.
But the problem is there's the more modern Nova that exists, and with everything the MCU has
Well,
done
then
to
it
change
doesn't
Nova up,
matter. There's no Samuel. There's only Richard Rider, aka the Dick Rider.
Exactly.
And on Toxic Tuesday and even on Clobby's Comic Shop, we are all about having our Novas one way.
I saw you strip down for that hot tub.
His dick's not small.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man. Thanks.
You like Dick Rider.
That's right. So, just to bring it down to G ratings for a little bit. Just G ratings for a little bit. I do like that I'm hearing about a kid's story coming out of the Rippaverse called The Detention Crew. I had my oldest look at it. I'm like, hey, does this look like something that would interest you? And she said yes. And I'm like, okay, pick what cover you want. I'll buy it. And we picked a cover. She saw it, and I like that cover. Okay, great. And I'm like, if you like the story, what shirt do you want? We looked at some shirts, but she's a massive, massive reader. Technically, I guess you could say this is her first American comic, I guess, on a technicality. So it does bear worth mentioning to cover the Detention Crew because, well, we need more all ages entertainment, and we need stories that can inspire, have kids feel good, not be so bogged down in negative and deconstruction and nihilism. So I'm gonna give this a shout out because it needs it and it freaking deserves it. So let's look at the Detention Crew trailer.
Dully Ward. My home for the last decade. They thought they could rehabilitate the Death Defier. And perhaps they were right. Prison gives you time to think, to reflect. Who am I? What brought me here? I was one of the most feared villains this world has ever known. But who am I now, upon my release back into the world? I never thought that God had a plan for me. But He is guiding my hand. He is speaking directly to me. I have been chosen by Him to use these gifts for a greater purpose. I am called home to old Chicago. Not that I can legally stay in Texas. Part of the terms of my sentence. I caused enough trouble here. He wants me to find these exceptional young people and train them to use their abilities to fight. Fight what? I don't know. But they will be ready when the time comes. God help me. This isn't gonna be easy.
Cover to the right spoke to her the most. She actually wasn't really wild about the covers to the middle and the left. But the cover on the right, no, she's 12. I get she's bordering on a teenager, and I guess you could say she's in the young adult session of her reading life, but that cover spoke to her the most. And lucky that happens to be the cover that is the same artist who does the interiors. I can see why this story might resonate with her. A lot of kids her age are probably going to get detentions. And also, she is going through, some changes in her life. She's definitely, being a growing child. And this story has a lot of children who are in their growing phase. I think the timing of this is very unusually, bizarrely perfect for her. So I'm really happy considering she is a mad, mad, mad reader. And well, this is her gateway into American book. Will it lead her down to anything else? I don't know. But if she at least continues with the series as long as she likes it, hell yeah. Maybe I'll bring her on the show, like tell us her thoughts. I would like to bring her on. But hey, Arya, what were your thoughts? I want you to tell our chat here what were your thoughts on the detention crew. And you know, I think she might. Hopefully, I hope she likes it. I really hope she does. I want us to have more stories like this out there. If we, there's a lot of dads out there, and they want something that they get their kids hopefully into that looks inspiring. Actually, is inspiring. We need more of this out there. A lot more of this, and hopefully, this is another step towards that. I know Drunk 3PO did his Achromatic Chronicles. He did 2 books of that as well.
The third is in the way, right?
I haven't kept track of what's going on with it, but I would imagine he's at the very minimum working on it. I don't see why he wouldn't be. I hope he is. I want there to be more for the sake of children, having good stories to get into and get inspired by. And I have heard about kids liking it, which is good.
A couple of things that stood out to me with the trailer. It reminds me of some premises I've seen done before with Marvel, and to some successful degrees, I would say. Marvel had a series called Avengers Academy, which had a very similar premise to it.
I could see that, yeah.
And that was immediately where my mind went to. But also, from the appearance of the main character there, he looks with the way he's drawn, he always has this kind of sinister look about him. So it seems like there's this idea to him that that the potential for him to go evil is always going to be there. So you always kind of look at it with that little thought in your head, thinking, could he?
Yeah. When
and
he was
I
talking...
can see that as a potential place where the conflict can happen, where he might think about going back to his old ways, but then he literally has the word of God telling him to do otherwise.
He also has the word of God, and he also has kids who need him to be good and to keep him grounded and keep him on the steady lane. And I feel like there's potentially an interesting dilemma there that can work to the story's advantage. And I like that because you want to have stories of a second chance, a way back, of redemption. I actually like the idea of a villain, a guy who was a villain, trying to live a straighter life. And yeah, he became a teacher, but he's also trying to lead a better life. And I like that's in what they're calling old Chicago in this story. They're calling it old Chicago. And it does take place in the same continuity as the proper Rippaverse, but it's its own all-ages story, not really affiliated with those. And the funny part, this is where it gets funny. Miles, she wasn't wild about the covers, and she even said they look too adult. So she's still a kid at heart when she said the covers on the middle and the left look too adult. I was like, okay. Those are the covers I prefer. I get why she prefers that cover. And she was honest about it.
You kind of need this.
And I'm glad that they had that. You need
exactly.
It's so important to have this.
Exactly. I'm glad that the Rippaverse is trying. Maybe some other companies should actually try because, well, we need kids to get into comics, right? It's not only a gateway into spending their money into comics. It's also a gateway into a lot of books. It's their gateway into a lot of entertainment. So it's a good way to give them an opening to more stuff that they can enjoy. And right now there's not many offerings. There's even the best offerings from the big houses are not something that I will want a kid to read because they are still trying to adultify kid themes, and that doesn't really work. The main protagonist becoming evil or something is weird because when he was talking on the trailer about how he has a mission from God and everything, I had a bit of a flashback to Death Note, to Kira talking about his mission from God and everything, and I was like, oh, that can really go. somewhere. But yeah, obviously it's not for me. A lot of the from the art style and everything doesn't really resonates with me. But I'm glad it exists.
Yeah.
I actually I don't hate the art style to it. It reminds me a lot of web comics. There's a, and I don't mean in any disrespect to the book or that, but there's a kind of that webtoon slash
Yeah.
semi amateur sort of a look to it that I think works for what they're going with. This is geared at a younger audience, and you have stuff out there that does kind of resonate in that way. So I think that that's actually kind of the right approach to go with for this.
Yeah, it's kind of
I agree.
Archie-like, and Archie was a good gateway for kids into comics, especially the Sonic Archie comics. Got a lot of kids into the hobby, so yeah.
Well, that if you could look at a lot where are a lot of kids, the books that are getting out there that are being read, it's stuff like on webtoons. There's manga that are out there. There's this in some ways. It kind of makes me think of like My Hero Academy.
As long as you don't refer to webtoons like Simfest. If you don't know what Simfest is, it's a really long story. One of the oldest webtoons from a guy that went from extreme religion to extreme feminism to a fight with feminists. And he started to depict them as the devil, and it's a crazy story. And there's a great documentary about the guy. Simfest, just research it. It was supposed to be a kids webtoon.
I mean, I would go and bring up like the main page, but well, I'm gonna drop you guys the link at the back to the current like web page, and you see why we couldn't bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
It was the Jews.
Always, never gets old, never fails. I'm really excited to hear my oldest's reaction to the detention crew. I will probably bring her on now. I'll probably have the camera off, but I will have her on here. I want to hear her thoughts, and she knows how to talk about a story. She already is trying to learn how to write. She knows how to draw. She tries to learn how to write her own song lyrics. She tries to learn how to write her own stories. She's in the learning stage of all these things. She's learning how to bake. She's just doing everything. She's a very productive 12-year-old. She's gonna be 13, 12 in less than a month now. I'm calling her 12 now. And she's up to my chin now in my height. And yeah, I'm really happy to see her grow to the lady she's becoming. It's great because she's very productive and she's not reliant on technology to enjoy her day. Obviously, she has her moments to use it. Of course she does. Like she needs it if she wants to listen to music. She'll have her time where she's on my desktop for an hour for the day. She'll watch some movie, and the movies she likes here. She has good taste in movies. It's great. I love it. So I'm really happy, really fortunate, and who knows? Maybe my youngest will see what she's reading. Like, hey, what are you reading? I want to read that, and then before you know it, the chain reaction starts, and that's usually how that stuff starts. That's usually how it is.
Kids these days always have a screen in their faces. They will never know the magic of just being completely left alone in the backyard with a rock. That's all you have.
And my oldest, she's been in the backyard by herself.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, she'll look around, look at the bugs, try to pick up a bug, let it jump around,
make your own tools, explore.
Oh, she does all those things. It's great. I love seeing. I would just look out the door, like, oh, okay. So she's just hanging out the bugs outside. And she'd be like, hey, look at the bug I found. I was like, oh, that's cool.
My grandma used to watch me play on the window, and he will just say something like, "Of well, he's alive, and she will stop caring.
Oh, that's funny. Dude, that's hilarious.
How else you learn to be in this planet? And it was a big backyard. There was places where I could fall and, well, unalive myself.
Uh-huh.
I fell from them a couple of times. I was climbing trees. I was going into the rooftops of the house and everything. And she was just like, he's alive.
Wow.
Great way to make you grow in general. You learn
Oh,
to,
absolutely. You
yeah.
kidding me? You kidding me? Dude, of course. All right, gents. We're gonna have this be the part where we wrap the show up. I was hoping we could get to a little bit of Transformers, but I didn't know where Caster was with 25. Maybe if we're lucky, we can actually cover and say he hasn't read. This would not be necessary without Casters. Which Caster, you should hopefully this will give you a week to read it. There you go. Fingers crossed. I really want this to happen with you. If not, worst comes worst, we'll have 2 issues to talk about soon. But I want you to read it, and once Caster's ready, we can move forward properly out of the closet about our robots. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge. Okay. But chat, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you, Brad Young, for your direct donation earlier. Thank you, chat, Vince and Deeple on Rumble, to all of you faces on YouTube, whether it's Comic, whether it's Steven, Vince, of course, Mohammed said, JT Kirk, Glinser, Jonathan Conroy, Dave C. I see you guys. Release the McCracken. Hello, hello. I'm just going through a Superior Nav. Hello, what's going on? I saw you. Superior Nav. TZ Burton. Hello. And goodbye. I'm just going up the list, guys, because why not? Before my brain explodes. But yeah, a lot of you. Keely Chow. Guys, thank you for supporting the show. I do appreciate the time you give to hang out with us. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm really thankful for it. Next week, we'll be on here with Dave C, though, being a guest, talking ASM number 86 and Fantastic Four number 575. Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be huge. Huge. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. As far as my channels, which by the way, Vince, thank you for plugging the channels. I will hopefully have a video out in the next few days on this channel. I do got a video coming out on Bonded by Metal, that's for sure. Oh, that's for sure. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. If there's any Testament fans in the chat, well, go check out. There's 2 other videos done on Testament in the Bonded by Metal channel. And we hit 100 subs recently, which is badass. Hell yeah. Second channel, hitting the numbers again. Toxic Tuesday. Dave C will be on for that as well. Talking Alien. I won't say what's the video come out for my channel, but it'll probably be a comic book review because I want to talk about comics. Anyways, that's my stuff. Pablo.
Dude, right now I have a lot of time in my hands because, well, I stopped doing a lot of things after the surgery. Also, the economy of my country just crashed terribly because the only guys that were still trying to fight for my country got smoked by the government. And I mean, they smoke children. That's my issue in that. So I have a lot of time in my hands and there's nothing to do in my country. I'm starting a Kick channel. It's just that I have nothing to do. And I mean, there's normally I normally do web pages for the agricultural sector, for the construction sector. That's that. Why not play video games on the internet? So yeah, next week I will give you the link and everything. But yeah, La Tangente is coming as a Kick channel. That's life, man. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Burn life's house down with the lemons. Wait, that's Gabe Johnson.
I love it.
Pablo, if you get a chance, you got to do yourself a favor and go check out that new Digimon game.
Digimon,
it is
monster, Digimon.
No. So the thing is, like, it is a good game, and holy crap, is it showing just how dog shit that new Pokemon is.
You tell me. Okay, from the last mystery gift Pokemons, the shiny legendary 4, I have like 7 or 8 different sets because I restarted the game just to get the mystery gift. You take 35 minutes to get to the point where you can claim them and everything. I have like 60 Mews from then when I have gone through that game a lot. And I mean a lot. I have memorized the books on the beginning of the game to the point that I know exactly when the camera faces through one of the teeth of the rival character, because it just goes like, I don't know why. The game is shit. I just like shiny Pokemons. That's all. They are not giving me shiny Pokemons in the new game.
Well,
a Space World reference.
I mean, the problem is it's such a tiny map. Like, playing through that new Digimon game, there's actually textures on the walls of the buildings. You can actually go inside. There's actually stuff. There's multiple layers of buildings to go out and explore. There's more creatures to collect. It is better in virtually every way.
Ah, man, Pokemon is shit right now.
But that aside, I will not be playing the new Pokemon game. I'm gonna be hanging out, hopefully here an hour or so with the Puppet Boys, or rather, I should say my little buddy Charlie B is going to for the Cotton Council, and Monday nights we do Mech Pit Chat, and also on Tuesdays we're doing Talk Hard. This week we're talking about the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula movie. But that's what I got going on for me. Nick, I just wanted to hurry up and butt in and get my plugs into the way. Let's get out of here, boys, because.
Chat, thanks for being here. We'll see you next Saturday. Thank you for supporting Clobby's Comic Shop. Have a great evening. Go hang out on the Snowdub channel. Puppets, goodbye, good fight, and good.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can smell